Okay, students, good evening. So today we are going to focus last day, day 5 of week 2 of research aptitude, that is thesis writing, ICT in research and research ethics, right? So what we did so far, we had discussed the day 1 with research meaning, 9 characteristics of research, types of research, paradigms of research. Then day 2 we have discussed experimental research design. Then 10 validity threats, descriptive research, historical research. Day 3 again we have discussed what is qualitative versus quantitative, mixed methods, sampling. Day 4 we have discussed 10 step process, that is hypothesis, research, design. So today is the final day. So that is basically the professional skills where we will be doing writing, technology and ethics for complete researcher, right? So already we have discussed various dimensions of research. So today the more towards the application part, right? So what is today's learning objective? So you will basically, in part 1 we will be discussing thesis and article writing, that is structure of the thesis and research articles, citation styles, APA, MLA, Chicago. These are the 3 popular citation styles. Then reference management, then academic writing tips. Then part 2 is ICT, information communication technology tools used in research. Then what are the different research tools and softwares we use. Then data analysis tools, online resources and databases. Part 3 is research ethics, that is plagiarism, how to avoid it. Then research misconduct types and ethical guidelines and standards. So various practical discussion or the application of whatever research aptitude we have studied, we are going to study today. So please let me know, because we are having only 4 to 5 students today, so we can discuss at length. So let us try to understand what is academic writing, right? So academic writing is a formal, structured writing that communicates research findings to scholarly audience. First of all, am I audible? Chinmay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. So, academic writing refers to formal, structured writing that communicates research findings to scholarly audience, right? So there are 2 important forms or 2 main forms of academic writing. So first one is the thesis or dissertation, that is the first one. Like although you don't have MPhil now, but MPhil is not there, so MA, PhD. So for degree completion you need to write thesis or dissertation, or it is a part of project work. So it usually it should be a comprehensive or like original research, and ideally the page should be somewhere in between 50 to 300 plus pages. Then second one is research articles. Research article we write for journal publication. It is a concise focused study. Usually we write like 3000 to 8000 words typically. Right? So then next is thesis structure, that is the standard format. So usually you have preliminary pages. In preliminary pages you have title, declaration, certificates, abstract, etc. Chapter 1 is introduction, background, problem, objectives. Chapter 2 is literature review, that is the previous research. Then chapter 3 is research methodology, designs, methods, sample. Chapter 4 is the data analysis, result findings. Chapter 5 is the discussion, that is the interpretation of the result. Chapter 6 is the conclusion, summary, implication and limitation. References are basically, it refers to all cited sources. Appendices, basically questionnaires, data, tables, etc. So all this should be part of a typical thesis. And exact structure varies from university to university as per the guidelines. So preliminary pages of thesis, before chapter 1 you should include title page, declaration, certificate, acknowledgement, abstract, table of contents, list of tables, list of figures, then list of abbreviation. Okay. And usually preliminary pages of thesis, they are actually written in Roman numerals, basically I, second I, third I for preliminary, and Arabic for 1, 2, 3 for chapters. Okay. So let's try to understand what will be written in the chapter 1 in introduction section. The purpose is to introduce research problem, to establish the significance and state objectives. Typical sections will include background, context. Basically in background what it will be covered, the broad overview of the topic area and why this topic matters. In second section, that is the statement of the problem, where you will be writing the specific research problem and the gap in the knowledge. And third, in research questions or objective, we will try to write what study the study aims to answer or achieve. Then significance, that is the theoretical and practical importance. Okay, please try to be very clear about it. I think those who are writing the thesis, they should be very clear. Then scope and delimitations, that is boundary of the study and what is included or excluded. Then 6 is operational definitions, key terms defined. 7 is the organization of the thesis, that is the brief overview of the remaining chapters. Usually length, typically each chapter ideally should be 10 to 20 pages for the PhD thesis, but for masters it will be like, there is no hard and fast rule, but you can accordingly you can keep the number of pages. Now second, literature review. So in literature review, you review the existing research, identify the gaps, build theoretical framework, and it should be thematic organization. It means you can group the literature based by the themes or topics, and it should be chronological, means gradually you should show the most earliest one, the literature, and then gradually you should show the updated one, means it should be chronological. Third, methodological, it should group by the research methods used. The key elements used is synthesize, don't just summarize. Okay. And chapter 3 is the research methodology. So usually it explains how research was conducted. It is detailed enough for the replication. Typical sections includes the research design, that is the type, justification. Then population and sample, who, how many, sampling method. Data collection is instruments, procedures, pilot study, variables, IV, DV, operational definitions. Data analysis, statistical and qualitative methods. Validity and reliability, how to ensure validity and reliability. Ethical consideration, IRB approval and consent. Limitation, constraints of design, and you have to use past tense to describe what you did. Okay. Next, chapter 4, data analysis and results. The purpose is to present findings objectively, where you should have tables, graphs, statistical results. And the guidelines includes to present results systematically by research questions or hypothesis, and to use tables and figures effectively, to report all relevant results including non-significant. No interpretation basically here means basically you will be doing the interpretation in chapter 5. So you have to state the statistics clearly, like mean, standard deviation, p-values and the effect size. For quantitative research, you should put the descriptive statistics first and then inferential test. Tables for detailed numbers, figures for trends. And for qualitative, you have to present the themes with supporting quotes. Then chapter 5 is your discussion, where you will be discussing to interpret the findings and explain the meaning which is related to the literature. And the key elements of the discussion chapter is interpretation. What do results mean? Comparison. How do findings relate to previous research? Explanation. Why did you get these results? Implication. Theoretical and practical significance. Unexpected results to address surprises. Then alternative explanation. Consider other possibilities. Then the structure is to discuss each research question and hypothesis separately. Link back to literature review. Be balanced. Acknowledge contradiction. Chapter 6 is your conclusion. Summarize study. State conclusion and suggest further future research. Typical sections include summary of the study, brief recap of the problem, methods or findings. Second is main conclusion, answer to research question, support or rejection of hypothesis. Third is implication, theoretical contribution, basically practical application. Then policy recommendation. Then limitation of the study. So, in conclusion, you should also include recommendation for future research. Then final remarks, closing statement on significance and what not to include. New information not discussed earlier. New citations, overgeneralization beyond data. So what you should remember is conclusion should directly answer research questions stated in the introduction. Now, again, research article structure, it should be introduction, method, result and discussion. So typical structure of research article includes title, it should be concise and descriptive. Then abstract, 150 to 250 word summary, keywords, 4 to 6 key terms, introduction, that is background, gap, objectives. Then literature review, it should be brief and focused. Methods means research design. Then sample and procedures, results, findings with tables and figures. Then discussion, which is interpretation and implication. Then conclusion, that is the brief summary. And references. So usually it should be 3000 to 8000 words. Now, writing an effective abstract. And what is abstract? So it is a brief summary of entire research. Readers decide if they will read the full paper, right? So the key elements include background context, that is 1 to 2 sentences, problem or gap, what issue studied, purpose or objective, what study aimed to do, design, sample, data collection, key results, the main findings, conclusion, implications. So ideally you should have around 150 to 250 words for writing effective abstract as per the journal again requirements. So you need one paragraph, no citations, write last after completing the paper. Use past tense for what was done. Now, importance of citation. Why you need to cite? Because you need to give credit to the original authors and to allow readers to locate sources and to avoid plagiarism. So when to cite direct quotation, if you are using direct quotations, that is word for word, then immediately you should cite, right, the original author. Then paraphrasing the ideas in your words. Then statistics and data. If you have collected some data or statistics, then you should immediately cite the sources. Then theories and models and other research findings and images, table, figures from sources. So, in all these cases, you need to cite, right? And when not to cite, that is common knowledge. Like for example, Earth orbits on your own original ideas and research, your own previously published work, but it is not disclosed yet. So, major citation styles. There are three most common styles. APA, that is American Psychological Association. It is used in psychology, education, social sciences and economics. It basically uses author-date system. Like you will be writing the surname of the author, Smith 2020. Then MLA is Modern Language Association. It is used in humanities and literature and arts. The format is author page system. Like example, Smith 45 with the page number. Then Chicago, it is used in history and also in some social sciences. Format is footnotes or endnotes or author date. Okay. So, in-text citation means inside the paragraph, when we write like this, right? Like Smith 2020 or Smith 2020 found that two authors, if there are two authors, like then you will be writing Smith and Jones. Three or more, you will be writing Smith et al. Okay? And this is how you will be giving the reference list for book as well as for the journal. This is for the MLA style and this is for the Chicago style. Now we will go for the next topic, that is reference management software. What is reference manager? So software to organize citation, to generate bibliographies automatically, and you can see the popular tools for managing the reference are Zotero, it is free, open source. Then browser integration, it store PDFs, notes, tags. Second, Mendeley, that is free. It is also a PDF reader. You can do annotations, and it is basically social networking features. Then third, EndNote, that is paid. It is industry standard. It is powerful. It integrates with the Word. So the benefits are automatic formatting. Then academic writing tips. So you have to be clear and concise, simple language. You have to avoid the jargon and be objective, right? Third person, basically passive voice is affirm the data were analyzed, not I analyzed. Be formal, no contractions, do not. Be precise, specific terms, exact numbers, avoid vague words. Then use appropriate tense. In literature review, you have to use present or past tense, and in methodology, you have to use the past tense. Next, ICT in research. What is ICT? It is information communication technology, that is digital tools that facilitate research. So, role of ICT in research, it helps you to organize or to do the literature search and access, data collection, data analysis, communication and collaboration, then dissemination of findings. Revelation is ICT has transformed research faster, more efficient and global reach. Now, we'll try to see what are the online databases or digital libraries. So, the academic database are like Google Scholar, which is free and comprehensive. Jester, you can get journals, books as well as primary sources. Then ProQuest, that is for digitation and journals. Then Web of Science, that is citation database. Scopus, that is abstract and citation database. Economic specific, EconLit, that is economics literature. Ideas or REPEC economics papers, NBR working papers. And Indian resources, Shodhganga, that is for Indian thesis. Inflipdate for university libraries. So these are largely online databases and digital libraries which are used across. So what should be the effective search strategies? Like use Boolean operator and or not. Okay. So both term poverty and India, or either term unemployment or joblessness, and not is exclude term inflation, not hyperinflation. So use quotation marks, economic growth, exact phrase, use wildcards, filter results by date, peer reviewed subject area, use advanced research, that is title, author, abstract, full text options. Then data collection tool, survey platforms are Google Forms, SurveyMonkey, then Qualtrics, mobile data collection, ODK, Cobot Toolbox for field research and offline capabilities. Then major statistical packages, SPSS, statistical package for social science, Stata, R and Python. Then qualitative analysis, NVivo, coding, themes, patterns. Then econometric software, eViews, MATLAB, Grittel, visualization tool, Tableau, Microsoft Power BI, that is business analytics. Other useful tools are Excel, LaTeX, and cloud storage and sharing, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. So these are basically cloud storage and sharing options. Collaborative writing, Google Docs. Then overlap is basically collaborative in LaTeX. Communication, basically Zoom, Microsoft Teams, that is for video conferencing. The project management, Trello, Asana is project tracking. So next is what do you mean by open access resources? So open access is free, unrestricted online access to research publications. So these are open access repository. SSRN is very popular in social science, and there is a directory of open access journals. So finding free versions in Google Scholar, you have to find the PDF, write the PDF link. Then ResearchGate, where the researchers share papers, or author's personal website. So the benefit is it democratizes the knowledge and increases the impact. Next is why research ethics matters. Because ethics matters because to maintain integrity, to protect participants, and to ensure trustworthiness of research. Okay? So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism definition is to using someone else's work, ideas or words without proper acknowledgement, presenting as your own. Consider academic theft, intellectual dishonesty, serious misconduct. The key point is whether intentional or unintentional plagiarism is wrong. The consequences: failing grades, expulsion, retraction of publication, damaged reputation, and legal action. So there are more types of plagiarism. First is source-based plagiarism, citing sources that doesn't exist, misrepresenting sources, citing sources you didn't actually read, then accidental plagiarism, forgetting to cite, incorrectly paraphrasing, citing wrong sources, and still plagiarism, ignorance not an excuse. Then complete plagiarism, submitting someone else's entire work. It is the most severe form. So remember, when in doubt, cite. Over-citation better than the under-citation. Then how to avoid plagiarism? Cite properly, use quotation marks, paraphrase effectively, then keep good notes, use plagiarism checkers. You can see some of the plagiarism checker software's name is Turnitin, iAuthenticate and Grammarly. So common knowledge, information widely known and easily verifiable. It doesn't need citation. Example of common knowledge, historical dates. World War II ended in 1945. Geographic facts, New Delhi is the capital of India. Well-known facts, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Famous event, independence of India. Not common knowledge, statistics, unemployment rate is 7.5% in 2024. So you should actually cite from which report you got this unemployment rate is 7.5%. Just don't give the statement. Then theories, like for example Keynesian economics principles, research findings, results of specific studies, then expert opinions, then specialized information. Next is fabrication, falsification and plagiarism. These are the other forms of misconduct you can read. So next one is UGC regulation on academic integrity. So this question also it came so many times. So UGC regulation 2018 basically issued regulation to promote academic integrity and prevent plagiarism. So acceptable similarity levels up to 10% similarity level 0, it is minor or acceptable, and 10 to 40% it is level 1, need to resubmit after revision. 40 to 60% level 2, denied opportunity for 1 year. Above 60%, that is level 3, it is denied opportunity for 2 years. Requirement, all submissions screened through plagiarism software. Students sign undertaking on originality, penalty for the violations. Core ethical principles: informed consent, confidentiality, do no harm, honesty, objectivity. So institutional review board is there, committee that reviews research proposal to ensure ethical standards, especially for human subject research. IRB reviews research design and methods. So there are 3 review types: exempt, expedite, full board. So already we have summarized. Okay. So these are some of the questions. IMRAD stands for Introduction, Methods, Result and Discussion. Question number 2, using someone's work without citation will be known as plagiarism. APS citation style uses author date style. Free statistical software is R, not SPSS data reviews. Okay. So now the homework will be, you have to review all 5-day slides, create summary notes, practice writing. Okay. So you must remember for the UGC NET characteristics, then validity threads, paradigms, scales, sampling, hypothesis, citation, ethics. In ethics it is double F square. F into F, P, that is fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. Plagiarism 7 plus types. Then UGC guideline on the similarity. So we have completed week 2. Now we will proceed for after tomorrow's. Tomorrow I think we'll have exam or we'll review. I'll just let you know. I'll see the schedule. So we have almost completed week 2. So let's try to do the